All right, hello everybody. Um, Hopefully, you've had reasonable holidays session. I don't even know where I'm streaming to at the moment, because where I thought I was streaming to doesn't look like I am. Okay, I am. It's just a complete delay. Um, Anything unusual? I just kind of came on to talk. Hey, John. Uh, just because of the way I'm feeling lately and stuff like that. Some people have noticed the comment that I made with a picture on Facebook, and part of that is really how I'm feeling. A lot of shit's gone down in the last 8 months for me, and as those 8 months have gotten closer and closer to present day, it's kind of been crappier. A little bit my fault, majority of it not. Kind of life and government. And yeah, I sit there and contemplate. I have been for the last little while about just saying, fuck it all and take a walk and never come back. Just disconnect from everything. Where I end up is where I end up, with no thoughts of, you know, reconnecting, just enjoying whatever life it is that I have. But I can't do that, um, because I'm being held back kind of in handcuffs by the law. And what I mean by that is, just the other day, I was sent through mail by the sheriff's office. Yes, we have sheriff's offices here up in Canada. Uh, a summons to appear for jury selection, for jury duty, possibly. And of course, if you don't show up for that, they hold you in contempt of court, which I don't want. And the worst case scenarios for the contempt of court is that you will then have to go in front of the judge in a courtroom. The worst possible scenarios are whatever fine it is, or I think it is 3 days in jail. I can't remember offhand. Um, or both. And I don't want any of that. Because then that goes on your record, regardless, and then that could screw up things for you in the future. Not that I care, because I probably won't be staying in this country for the rest of my life. I probably will be leaving it at some point or another. But that is just how it is. And it is how I feel at the moment. There's other things that are going on in my life that just kind of dragging me down, and I shake my head and saying, why me? Why is it, no matter what I do, it doesn't seem to be good enough at the moment? That, I'm being honest and truthful, but seems like nobody cares. I know some people do. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to do anything stupid or anything like that, in case anybody's listening or sees this thinks, oh, it's not that. I'm just kind of venting in a way. And sometimes even just knowing about, you have hardships, regardless of what it is, that sometimes talking it out, whether if it's just talking or, talking to somebody. I don't need a therapist or anything like that. I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. And, as you say, you're going to hit the bottom of the barrel and you're scratching the bottom of the barrel. I've already scratched the bottom of the barrel and broke it. So there's only further to fall down, into that bottomless pit, down the rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it. But it's what you do from here, how you move forward from it. All you can do is take day by day. And you really, really, when you're in these times, you find out who really is around, what you do. There's no right or wrong to anything what you do, and I don't look at it as anything that, oh, because you do this way or that way, what you do. Oh, I know all that, John. And I'm just saying, like, where mentally I am, or physically, versus what I know what I need to do and everything else. And part of that, and this type thing, is admitting that, knowing that you need maybe some help, some push, some understanding, a connection with somebody. And now, I do have that. Now, I can't have that all the time because we do have distance between where we live, more than 6 hours driving. Now, when I do get the chance to, hang out with them, it's like, it's great. We go back to our old ways when we were teenagers or in our young 20s, and people shake their heads like, how are they carrying on like that at their age? It's like, who cares? As long as we're having fun, we're not causing any problems, to the law or anything that's going to be damaged or hurt. Who cares what we're doing, what we're saying, how we're acting? But that's also part of the problem because people expect you to be a certain way. And I don't do that. So at the same time, I want this to be a little bit of kind of a learning thing. I just left the title Coffee and Chat. I just say be completely respectful, and now I don't want no crap. It's not stupid, sarcastic comments or jokes or whatever. It's not about that right now. I can talk about different things, take my mind off of it. But then, eventually, when left to your own devices, all the thoughts and everything come back again. And I also have a period of time coming up in several weeks that is one of the hardest things in my life that I had to go through. And that happens every year in January. Then I get hit again with the harder part in February. And I'll say it because many people know about it, and that was the loss of my son when he was 7 years old to neuroblastoma, I believe stage 4, or was it 5? I forgot now, cancer. He fought for 4 years before his body gave up. His body just couldn't do it anymore. And every time on his birthday, I get that way. Hi, Emma. And, other times, on the anniversary of that passing, it bothers me. Some years, next to nothing. I'm okay with it. Other years, it hits harder. I don't know how it's going to hit this time because the way I'm already feeling now about certain things. I was going to go out for a walk and do some recording somewhere, but because of the stupid rain in this area, it's hard. I do hopefully plan come March to go to a couple of places nearby, do a few more cemeteries, exploring. I'm going to try to hit up a few other things, try to do a couple of things. And, I've seen some friends post some things saying, oh, would they join some group that, they have their paranormal exploration, haunted, whatever that's on TV. I wouldn't personally. I believe that to kind of takes away from things that they have too many regulations. Like I know one big YouTuber, they were approached and they said no because it meant that they could no longer upload any videos to YouTube for the duration of their contract that they were with those people for that television production, and for a certain length of time even after they were no longer doing anything with them. And they could not upload any of the things that they were doing during that time ever. And I go, why would I want that? That's not life. And some of these things that they say, oh, we're hiring for a new team, whatever, blah, 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 for episodes and, places to go. You're not getting paid. It's volunteer work. Unless you're selected to be in the company, which only will happen if they're losing somebody or they're expanding in a certain way, maybe to a new country or something. So I wouldn't really do it. There are some places that I want to go and try to do what I can. You have to pay whatever, and we'll have to probably get some permissions, which is make sure it's something that you do. Get permissions to do what you're doing, because if you don't want to, have to go around jail time or whatever. Okay. As I kind of stop talking, I don't know if your sounds are not drinking coffee here. My second cup for the day. I don't know if I'll have a third. So there's been kind of different. I've been off, well, today, 2 weeks pretty much. No payment, not even for the holidays, which sucks. Because I was expecting to be paid for at least 3 days, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and of course upcoming for Monday, New Year's Day, but I'm not going to get paid for that at all. So basically I've been off for 2 weeks with no pay. Saying, yeah, hey, have a, Christmas holidays. Like, yeah, right. Don't get to see my daughter because I can't afford to. Can't afford to do many things. So I've been very quiet, been alone by myself. Sure, I can talk to my mom, saw my mom a little bit, but she has her life, her own hardships with a partner that has Alzheimer's and dementia coming in. He has his good days and he has his bad days. Majority of the days, he forgets a lot of things. So he asks the same question 20 times throughout the day until my mom gets frustrated with it. And she knows she shouldn't, but she does. But then again, my mom is old and, it's taking the toll on her. And I just hope that doesn't hit her. I don't know how much longer she'll be around. I just know all the women before her in her family and bloodlines, they've all died by the time they pretty much hit 80. They've all died in their 80s. And she's getting there slowly. She's not there yet, but so I take whatever time I can get with her as I can, because I know differently. And when we're younger, we don't think about these things. That time is precious, especially with, your family, other people that are around you. Hey, Derek, do you need to take this time, with them? If you can't reconcile something, that's fine. You don't have to be, the proper relationship with your family like it's supposed to be, whether, mother, father, brother, sister, cousins, whatever. But you can kind of be somewhat acquaintances or friends, talk every once in a while, but don't push it. If you can reconcile and do things and spend your time, do it. Because you never know. I personally, I'm not into any of the religions and never will, and I'm not going to push that on anybody, nor do I want anybody to push theirs on me. That's one thing that I kind of really dislike, because when I see that, I don't think of it as being a religion anymore. I think of it as being a cult, a group, a faction, but not a religion. Because if you need to recruit people to come to your religion, it's not a religion anymore. And I'm sorry whether you agree or disagree with that, but that's just how I feel. I don't know if I'm going to do the few things that I kind of said I'm going to do. I have to finish off some video series, start a new video series of things. And I just do it in my own little way, give you some information, this and that. I haven't done it. I said I was going to. I've been putting it off because of the way I've been feeling. And that's just how it is. Okay. I thank all those who have been, viewing The shorts that I've done, some of them, hey, they blow up. Other ones, not so much. Would be nice, that I get a little bit more people hitting that like button. But that's fine. It is what it is. People will do it, some don't. And I know that 80% of you aren't even subscribed to my channel that watch. And I see that across the board. Doesn't matter what social media. I see that across that. People watch things on whatever social media of other people, but they never subscribe. But they follow. They watch along. So obviously, you must like something about it for why you keep coming along. So why not subscribe? It's not going to hurt anything. It doesn't do anything. I'm not monetized. And I don't think I will go back to being monetized here on this social media platform as we know it as the name YouTube, but even though it's owned by Google. So a lot of things that happen here, it's been Google's fault since they've done the merge, because Google has changed a lot of things. They put in the bot moderators. So they flag certain words that are said, anything that contains part of a word in a bigger word. Mute you. They won't ban you unless you've done something that's really, really out there. Numbers can go up and down because they've been purging inactive accounts or multiple accounts from abusers, spammers, harassment, and stuff like that, because they have multiple accounts. So as they get to know these, this is the same person. Okay, so they delete. So you may lose numbers because of that. You got people that come around all of a sudden. It's like you lose 20, 30 subscribers because it's a group of people, or it's one person that has all those accounts, and then you'll gain them back eventually. Don't worry about it. The numbers game, it's like lost sheep following one another, the blind leading the blind. Don't worry about it. Just do your thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm rambling on. I might be jumping all over the place with topics. I do that sometimes. Nothing in particular. And as you see, the link that's there, it's my donation link through PayPal. It's the only one right now that I kind of trust. So, I mean, if you want to, you can do it. Make a donation of any type there. You don't have to, but if you do, you want to be mentioned, you just leave comments, and I'll, you want me to give you a shout out, mention that, you made a donation here. I will. I won't tell anybody what your donation amount is, because that's no need to be known. Okay. Hopefully, because certain things are happening, I'll be able to move forward and start doing things I want to do, and finally get going on some other projects I want to do. Some of you knows, majority of you don't. I'm not going to say all these projects because I don't want to start saying things and making promises that I might not be able to keep. But there are different projects and things that I do want to do. And I have mentioned we wanted to do it before and had people wanted to go, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then things happened here in the stupid community. I'm not labeling a community itself. I'm talking about the overall community, the whole of this place, of YouTube and some other social medias as well. Blew up, and then I just said, forget it. I'm not going to do this because I don't know who to trust and who not to trust. And I found out my own way when, I hit some lows, and who was around and who actually still stayed around to talk to me. I know people drag my name through the mud. I know people talk about me, and when I enter the room, they shut the hell up. I hear things through the grapevine. It's not that I'm doing it on purpose, just I have people that will do that, tell me that I trust, because they hear things. Then they investigate it. Then they find out whether what has been said is true or what actions are being done are true, and then we go from there. based on it. It's like anything that, you got to do your research for. There's people that talk about things and they don't know what they're talking about because they never did the research, or they never went to find out the truth from an individual or from a group or from whatever it is. It's the same thing going for, abandoned, exploring, and paranormal stuff. There are people out there who do YouTube videos, and the paranormal stuff that they talk about or try to portray don't really actually happen. It's not really true. Because they didn't do the research behind it. They're doing it for entertainment purposes. And you people are being entertained, right? So, hey, let them entertain. But I just kind of wish that sometimes, some things that they say in their video, that they would actually somehow come out true and say, hey, not everything is spoken is 100% true. Take it to your own accord, what you believe, what you think. And I think that would be kind of a bit better, but they don't always do that. So it's like I see certain things and I go, that's not true. That would never happen. And I'll take it with some of the people that are saying that they're being possessed by certain type of events, by whether, not always demons, but they're saying by certain spirits and some other things. That they were chased by it, but they were possessed by it, that they encountered it. No, it's not true. Because of certain things, certain conditions. And, and people believe it. Oh, that happened, they did that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they don't know the true information behind it, or the history of why it would not happen. And sometimes I feel like I want to speak out and say things, but then when I do that, then it's like, oh, you hate this person that's put this video up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody attacks you. And it's like, I'm not looking for that type of attention. But, I wish people were a little bit more truthful about some of their videos. So if they're just entertainers, then, say it. Say, hey, I'm just entertaining. Things I talk about may not be 100% true or not true at all. It's for entertainment purposes only. Watch as you wish. It's kind of being, treat people how you want to be treated back. If you treat people disrespectfully, why should you be treated respectfully? If you're not doing it, you're being disrespectful. Expect it back. Hey, Blade. That's okay. I know you're probably either at work or you're on your way to work or you're doing something. That's fine. Don't worry about it, man. I'm cool with that. Hi and bye. And, I've posted many different things in the last few days, especially this week on Facebook, and some people have seen it. And, I hope some of you people that I did tag, you enjoyed the two little short videos that somebody else did. I thought were funny in a way. Oh, that's no problem. You go do your family stuff, man. That's fine. One video was lady was in her car singing to Spice Girls song, and what I really want, what I really, really want. And the way she said it was a little weird. And then they turned around and it was a cat meowing and doing like, it was an impression. That was funny. But the one that I liked the most was the goat, the little goat, the miniature goat, and what it was doing and the sounds. And I think somebody did the sound effects to what the goat was actually doing. And I think maybe somebody was trying to tease feed the goat in a way, but that was funny. I just do these things out of fun sometimes, and I just post it. People react, they react. Sometimes I tag people, sometimes I don't. It varies. Excuse me. So that's just in general. I thought come on here and just kind of spewed it out. Not that I needed to really tell anybody directly, just the small group of people that I do have on Facebook, and I don't add people unless I want to add them, because there's a reasoning for it. And if there isn't, then I just don't accept the friend request, because I have no reason to add people. I'm not looking to add numbers just for that. The Facebook is for me, and if you're privileged enough to be part of that, hey, be thankful. Okay. It's not that I'm being anything in particular. I just know where the drama is and where it's not, where the toxicity is, where other things are that I just don't want around in my life, and I'm keeping it that way. So, if you feel like you're being kept away because of one of those, maybe it is true. Maybe you need to relook in the mirror properly and see why. You don't think you're doing anything wrong, but maybe you are, and you're just not aware of it. Maybe you're just part of the sheep herd that's part of those groups. And it's really, really difficult to look at it and step away from it and then look from the outside in and saying, damn, that's how I've been. And then trying to move on forward away from that. That's very difficult. And it does hurt because you're going to be pushing people away. Some people that you may have been friends with or connected with for a very long time, many years, and you let them go. And it will hurt. But sometimes you have to do it, not realizing why. And when you finally do and you do it, yes, it's going to be terrible. You're going to hear things. People are going to judge you for it. Yet, though they're not in a position to be people who should be judging, you shouldn't either do that. But you have to take care of yourself. And that's part of what this is. Sharing some experiences that people can relate to and understand and support one another, help each other through things. Okay? I'm here to listen. I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care what religion, what skin color, what faith. I don't care what sexual orientation you deem yourself to be, that you want to be identified as. That doesn't, it's irrelevant as who you are as a person, who your character is. Okay? Most of that stuff doesn't mean anything. And you think the way I'm talking might not be right. Well, actually, you think about it. Why should my skin color matter? Why should my personal beliefs really matter? As long as I don't try to push them upon you or anybody else, it's fine. If we're connecting on a certain point, certain interests, hey, so be it. I do know that some people, they just follow around like lost puppy dogs to other people because they don't know anything better. And then when they're told stuff from the person that they seem to be following around like a lost sheep or puppy or kitten, they believe everything that's said and can't be shown otherwise because they won't believe it. That happens. It's, what it is. People change based on different things as well. We see it in our governments. We see it in other forms around us, at work, at school, in our communities, in our families, because they start believing in something that's different than yours and they don't want to change. And it causes hardships. Right? So I just thought I'd come on. I don't want to spend any more time. 30 minutes is good enough. I hope that your holiday seasons, however you celebrate this time of year, it's good to you, people around you, and no hardships are happening. And if you're down and about, hey, I'll listen. I'll give you my hopefully my unbiased, wise advice for things I've gone through, when I understand what I know. Just a message away. You can leave a message here. When I see it, I'll reply. Sometimes notifications don't get to you right away or to me. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. But with that said, you take care of yourself and just keep pushing forward. Until then, we'll see you next time. Take care, all.